The World Energy Outlook, published by the International Energy Agency, predicts that world demand for oil, often used as a proxy for world demand for energy, will increase from 85 million barrels per day to 106 million barrels per day. The same report estimates meeting this demand growth, much of which will come from China, India, and the Middle East, will require spending $26.3 trillion by 2030. A tremendous investment opportunity if there ever was one. Natural gas was dismissed as a useless byproduct of crude oil production until the second half of the 20th century. Natural gas now provides 23% of all energy consumed in the world, and the demand is growing. An economical, environmentally friendly, and efficient energy source, natural gas is the cleanest burning conventional fuel, producing lower levels of greenhouse gas emissions than heavier hydrocarbon fuels such as coal and oil. Historically, natural gas also has been one of the most economical energy sources. Natural gas fuels electric power generators, heats buildings, and is used as a raw material in many consumer products, such as those made of traditional plastics. The International Energy Agency predicts that the demand for natural gas will grow by more than 67% through 2030. The primary energy source of natural gas is a substance called methane. Coal bed methane is simply methane found in coal seams. It is produced by non-traditional means. While coal bed methane is sold and used in the same manner as traditional natural gas, its production is very different. Coal bed methane gas production is taking a bigger share of the North American energy supply mix at a time when conventional gas supplies are harder to find, more expensive to drill, and quicker to decline. Aggressive drilling, research into new technologies, and federal tax incentives have made coal bed methane increasingly viable from an economic and technical standpoint. Currently, natural gas from coal bed methane production now accounts for close to 1.5 trillion cubic feet of gas per year of U.S. production, or 10% of total annual gas production, and 9.5% of proved U.S. gas reserves. Coal bed methane reserves in the U.S. are estimated to total in excess of 700 trillion cubic feet, and the overall potential may be exponentially higher. The future of coal bed methane production looks bright. Coal is the most abundant energy source in the world and is a major source of hydrocarbons, particularly gas. Worldwide estimates of in-place resources are as much as 7,500 trillion cubic feet. But this number is uncertain because of the scarcity of basic data on coal resources and gas content. Basin-wide studies are needed to determine controls of the occurrence, availability, and recoverability of coal bed methane in the United States and other countries that need clean energy resources. Maverick Energy Corporation was incorporated by Larry C. Neely in 1984 and is proud of its heritage. In 1884, Larry's great-grandfather, W.J. Neely, entered the oil and gas business in Clarion County, Pennsylvania, as a drilling contractor, not far from the first commercial oil well drilled in the United States at Titusville, Pennsylvania in 1859. Not only was W.J. Neely a pioneer driller in the oil fields of Pennsylvania, but later he drilled in the oil booms of Oklahoma and Ohio, respectively. Since then, the Neely name has become synonymous with the oil and gas business, and now, with Larry's involvement, it enters its fifth generation. Today, Larry Neely operates Maverick Energy Corporation and L.C. Neely Drilling Corporation, both headquartered in Robinson, Illinois. Larry has over 30 years of hands-on oil and gas experience, and he and his staff currently manage over 150 wells in the Illinois Basin. He and his companies have drilled over 250 wells in the Illinois Basin and remains quite active there. Maverick Energy's main goal is to assemble high-quality drilling prospects for the petroleum investment marketplace. Maverick Energy devotes 90% of activities in the development stage of prospect evolution, primarily in the Illinois Basin. Developmental drilling offers the highest profit potential of any oil and gas area, as well as significantly lowering the risks. The Illinois Basin is considered a mature basin and ideal for developmental drilling. Maverick is involved in the three main stages of the development cycle, which are drilling, production acquisitions, and leasing programs. At Maverick Energy, we also focus on reservoir evaluation and enhancement. We do this by integrating the disciplines of land, geology, geophysics, and engineering. We incorporate old world experience and common sense by utilizing some of today's cutting-edge technologies, such as 3 and 4D seismic, computer-aided mapping and drafting, and large databases. We know the productive reservoirs of the Illinois Basin quite well, and with this as our historical knowledge base, you as an investor could benefit greatly from our experience. Maverick Energy offers the opportunity to be a direct participant in the exciting rewards associated with the drilling and production of oil and gas. The Illinois Basin is a large elliptical basin and is one of America's oldest oil and gas provinces. The basin encompasses approximately 60,000 square miles and spans 4 states: Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, and Tennessee. Maverick Energy focuses its oil and gas activities in the Illinois Basin. The company is located in Robinson, Illinois, which is considered a major oil and gas service hub for the Illinois Basin. This gives the company great access to the best producing fields and the best prospects in the region. Production of oil and natural gas in the Illinois Basin was concentrated in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, in an era when technology options were limited. Production has been primarily shallow oil, several billion barrels. The basin in Illinois, southwestern Indiana, and western Kentucky is known as a major coal bed methane gas producing area. The majority of remaining hydrocarbon resources in the basin exists in unconventional settings, primarily in coal seams, Devonian age shales, and low permeability that is tight gas sands, and previously untapped deeper formations. Below 6,000 feet is virtually unexplored. Coal bed methane gas is an economic source of methane that is generated and stored in coal beds. It occurs throughout the U.S. and the world and can be easily and cheaply recovered. Coal bed methane production began as a way to degas coal mines, keeping them safe from explosions. Since the early 1980s, production has steadily increased, and today coal bed methane serves as an important clean-burning energy resource. Much of the methane is physically sorbed onto the surfaces of the coal's microporosity. 1 gram of coal can have as much surface area as several football fields, so can hold large quantities of methane hydraulic pressure in the trapping mechanism. Generally, in conventional wells, gas production is highest early on, then declines through time. Water production generally increases through time. In coal bed methane gas production, the water production is highest early on, then declines through time, and gas production increases with time, providing the coals can be dewatered. In order to efficiently produce coal bed methane, a well must be drilled. Casing is placed inside the newly drilled well bore hole and cemented into place. The well is then perforated, and highly pressurized water or fracking fluid is forced into the coal seam, causing the coal to fracture and allowing the methane to escape. Once these steps are complete, the fracking fluid and groundwater within the coal seams is pumped to the surface. Eventually, after this pressure has been released, the previously trapped methane gas can begin to flow through the well to the surface. The Illinois Basin has an estimated 86 trillion cubic feet in the Devonian Shale and 21 trillion cubic feet in coal seams gas in place. To date, fewer than 600 shale wells and 100 coal bed methane wells have been drilled in the basin. Development of gas production has been impeded by an underdeveloped gas pipeline infrastructure and inaccessible production data. The coals and associated shales in the Illinois Basin are an attractive potential gas resource due to their location in relation to major gas markets in St. Louis, Chicago, and Indianapolis. The road network, large agricultural base, existing petroleum infrastructure, favorable regulatory bodies, almost 100% fee acreage, and present lack of environmental opposition are factors favoring coal bed methane gas exploitation in the Illinois Basin. Through its coal bed methane gas business, Maverick Energy is poised to find, develop, and deliver natural gas to meet the rising demand for energy. The Sullivan County Coal Methane Gas Development Project is located in Sullivan County, Indiana. In 2007, Maverick Energy Incorporated acquired the assets of Sigen Incorporated, which were approximately 30,000 plus acres and 12 non-producing wells. Maverick owns, on average, a 99.5% working interest and has 81.6% net revenue interest in the coal bed methane wells and leases. This project is ideally located for coal bed methane production, as are several coal bed methane projects that have been developed nearby, including the very first viable coal bed methane project in the Illinois Basin. Just east of the project, some of the highest gas content coal measured in the Illinois Basin has been recorded. Sullivan County, Indiana, is located in the northeast section of the Illinois Basin, in an area known in the oil industry as the Reef Belt. During the Silurian and Devonian geologic age, reefs were deposited in the basin and created relative small circular highs. Just as in the traditional oil plays, structural high anticlines are associated with oil production. However, unlike traditional oil plays, coal bed methane plays concentrate on geologic highs to aid in the dewatering process, which can increase gas production over time. There are two major coal bed formations that are productive locally: the Springfield and Seeleyville. Typical production intervals in these coal beds average between 5 to 25 feet. Coal has been produced locally since the 1820s, with production from the surface and underground operations. One aspect that largely determines if the coal is considered gas productive are its natural fractures called cleats. Cleats provide the pathway for methane gas to move through the coal. These cleats tend to form right angles to each other, with one direction being more dominant, increasing the flow of water. Changes in the overall structure of the coal bed formations can also allow these cleats to open and dewatering to occur more rapidly. Sometimes fracture stimulation is also needed to increase the opening in cleats. Abundant open cleats allow large areas to be drained of water or dewatered, and then the flow of natural gas will continue to increase until it reaches its potential high pressure mark. Coal bed methane gas wells are drilled in the same manner as traditional vertical wells. The well is spudded and surface casing is set to protect the local shallow freshwater zones. The well is then drilled to just below the two productive coal seams in the area. The drill pipe is removed and casing is set, and cement is circulated beyond the highest productive zone. The two coal zones are then perforated and fracture treated. The well then will begin to flow gas and water, and sales can begin. Unlike traditional gas wells, production actually increases over time because once the water is removed, it allows more gas to flow to the well bore. There are horizontal wells being drilled in these coal seams in Indiana, and Maverick's acreage holdings also have potential for this type of drilling in the near future. Maverick Energy has completed the test phase of the Sullivan County Coal Methane Gas Development Project in Project Area A, as seen on Map 1. The company also installed a pipeline, compressor, and gas tap, and has begun the desorption process, dewatering the reservoir and selling gas. Currently, these 12 wells are producing 300 to 400,000 cubic feet per day, and these wells have proved up many additional locations. The company would now like to move forward with the developmental phase of the program and drill 70 additional wells. The wells will be drilled in a specific pattern to speed the dewatering process, which is critical in coal bed methane production. By doing this, we would expedite payout and rate of return versus drilling wells out of production funds. We estimate new well production of 45,000 cubic feet per day times 70 wells equals 3.15 million cubic feet per day. To learn more details of the project, please contact Larry Neely at Maverick Energy. In conclusion, Maverick Energy is poised to become a major coal bed methane player in the Illinois Basin with the completion of the Sullivan County Coal Methane Gas Development Project. The company has successfully drilled and completed 12 coal bed methane wells as a pilot program and installed infrastructure and has begun selling gas. The company now would like to move forward and drill an additional 70 wells to complete the project. The project is in an ideal location for coal bed methane production, and there are several coal methane projects that have been developed nearby. including the very first viable coal methane project in the Illinois Basin. Just east of the project area, some of the highest gas content coal measured in the basin has been recorded. Coal is the most abundant energy source in the world and is a major source of hydrocarbons, particularly gas. Coal bed methane reserves in the U.S. are estimated to total in excess of 700 trillion cubic feet, and the overall potential may be exponentially higher. The future of coal bed methane production looks bright, and the International Energy Agency predicts that the demand for natural gas will grow by more than 67% through 2030. Currently, natural gas from coal bed methane production accounts for close to 1.5 trillion cubic feet of gas per year of U.S. production, or 10% of total annual gas production, and 9.5% of proved U.S. gas reserves. Coal bed methane is environmentally favorable and reduces greenhouse gases through the migration of fracture systems, and coal bed methane gas is considered a clean energy. Coal bed methane is a domestic energy resource which lessens our dependence on foreign oil. The Sullivan County Coal Methane Gas Development Project is a low-risk developmental project with a high probability of success. Potential returns in excess of 30% internal rate of return are possible. The project allows the investor or a financial firm the chance to get in on the early stages of development of the coal methane play in the Illinois Basin. More details of the project are available upon request.